Welcome to the Libra reading for January 2021. We are going to look at past, present, and future energies. This is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. The overall energy for the reading is the Two of Wands. In your past energy, we get Knight of Pentacles, Five of Cups in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords. In the present energy, we get Knight of Swords in reverse, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. In the future energy, I see the Six of Cups, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Swords. So starting with your past energy, and this is the recent past, the Knight of Pentacles, that is the knight that's known for being a very loyal, sort of grounded knight, very slow-moving knight. This is the knight that stays home and sort of minds the farm while all the other knights rush off. My feeling is this Knight of Pentacles, maybe your person, maybe an earth energy like a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The fact that you have this Knight of Pentacles here with this Five of Cups and then this Ace of Swords in relation to the rest of your reading, I feel like, Two of Wands in your overall energy says you're kind of at a crossroads and you're trying to make a decision. My feeling is you're trying to make a decision between two people. And the reason that I say that, and there's several, is I get this Knight of Pentacles here. Like I said, it could be earth energy. That's my feeling. It could be another sign, though. A solid, grounded kind of, and sometimes people might read that as boring person. And when you look at this Ace of Swords over here, generally that's seen as sort of trying to cut through the mental chatter to make a decision about something or to see clearly. So with that Two of Wands and that Ace of Swords, and the Five of Cups in reverse, the Five of Cups in reverse can be sort of experiencing a personal disappointment, but you really don't want to, you haven't shared that with anybody yet. So I feel like maybe you're a little frustrated with this relationship, you're disappointed, you haven't really told anybody that yet, but you've been sort of cutting through that mental chatter with that sword, trying to figure out what you should do. Now, looking at this Knight of Swords in reverse, that's kind of a, frustrated energy. The Knight of Swords is a very fast knight. Wants to move and make something happen. It's a knight of action. The fact that it's in the reverse in this reading, and this is definitely feeling to me like a love reading, says that you want to get a move on, but maybe something is stopping you right now. Again, with that Five of Cups in reverse, it sounds like you're not happy, but you haven't really conveyed that as of yet. And maybe with this Knight of Swords in reverse, there could be a reason why that. Maybe you just can't at the moment. This relationship with this Knight of Pentacles, it could be a marriage. It could be something that's not, sort of like a casual thing. If you're married to somebody, you obviously can't just end the relationship for somebody else without, taking a lot of steps to do that. But again, what makes me think that you're trying to make a decision between somebody, this Queen of Cups and this Queen of Swords, this is definitely, and they're sitting right next to each other. I feel like this is a sort of a battle between your emotions and your thoughts. It's like that Queen of Cups, just the queen by herself is obviously sort of that powerful, emotional, in touch with her emotions type of energy. And then, of course, the Queen of Swords is on the opposite end of the spectrum, seeks truth, very, very logical, can be very cutting. I feel like your head and your heart are battling it out over something. And again, looking at that Knight of Swords in your present energy in the reverse, you feel like frustrated and stuck. What's interesting, the way these cards line up, is the Knight of Pentacles, which again, if this is your person, with this kind of stuck, frustrated, can't move energy. Then we look at your future energy, and we see the Six of Cups. Now, in this particular reading, sometimes Six of Cups is read as like nostalgia or someone from your past, or to me, this feels like possibly a past lover that maybe has come back into your life and you are, considering leaving that Knight of Pentacles for this Six of Cups, this lover from the past. And what's interesting is, again, you get this King of Cups right here. And the King of Cups in the reverse feels to me like, again, you may be stuck, not seeing things clearly, especially because right next to it in your future energy is the Eight of Swords. And in the traditional tarot, the Eight of Swords is that card where you see her blindfolded, standing surrounded by swords, but there's a gap in the swords and she could walk through if only she didn't have that blindfold on. So I just get this overall vibe that there's a lot of waffling and frustration and should I stay or should I go, and which direction should I go. I don't get a bad energy off this Knight of Pentacles if that's your person. I just almost feel like it's just a very kind of typical grounded earth energy, and they're tend to be the type of people that like are very loyal, but they also have sort of an adherence to their schedule and their lifestyle, and they do like to do what they like to do. And so they might have eggs for breakfast and they have a sandwich for lunch, and they do have this thing that they do at 7 o'clock every night. And for somebody like Libra, who's an air energy that wants to move and change and go and think, this can be a huge struggle. It's like, even if your person is a good person and maybe it's been a good relationship up to this point, it can feel like a bore. And I think that's kind of the sense that I'm getting anyway, is not that they're a bad person, but they just aren't exciting you anymore. And that's why maybe you're stuck on this decision and this waffling back and forth between Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords and making this decision. But again, I do get a feeling of, if they haven't come into your life already, you maybe in the near future seeing somebody from your past pop up, like an ex-lover or somebody maybe from your past that you wish you had dated. Now, if it is an ex-lover, I always like to say that our exes are our exes for a reason, usually. But sometimes when it's been a while, we forget, about the negatives, and we want to romanticize those past relationships, especially if we're not happy with our Knight of Pentacles. We might start looking at this, Six of Cups coming up here as pretty enticing. And so when we look back over here at the Eight of Swords and think about the fact that that woman in the card in the original tarot is blindfolded, it's like, are you unable to see a way out of this because of the struggle between your Queen of Cups energy and Queen of Swords energy? Or is the woman blindfolded in the Eight of Swords because they're blindfolded to this Six of Cups and the cons of the Six of Cups? Sometimes when that past love rears its head, you think, oh, well, I should move on from this relationship that I've been in that's stagnating. And then you realize, oh, that Six of Cups wasn't quite as, exciting or wonderful as I remembered them to be. Because remember, you do have the Two of Wands in your overall energy, which is a crossroads and a decision. So if it's between these two people, you have to think long and hard about what you're giving up with that Knight of Pentacles. And again, air and earth aren't always the greatest combination. I'm not to say that they can't work out, but it can be a struggle because earth is just so unmoving and air is always moving. So, you really need to take a long, hard look at this situation. Don't be blind to this and nostalgic over this Six of Cups. Now, with that said, it could be that it is it is a good decision for you to move away from the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe it is a relationship that isn't fulfilling you. And if it's not fulfilling you, there's a strong chance it's not fulfilling them either. So maybe this just has to work its way out. And that's why it's kind of progressing like it is. But one thing that I will say is sometimes when you leave that Knight of Pentacles for that, nostalgic Six of Cups and realize it isn't all it was cracked up to be. I mean, rose-colored glasses. Look at those little rose-colored heart cups there. Then you start regretting start missing that Knight of Pentacles. And then your Knight of Pentacles becomes that nostalgic Six of Cups. So Libra, I just think that you've got to figure out what your heart and your head want and what makes the most sense. Also, I will say, since there are two queens right there, it could also represent that you have, two like women in your life who may be going to a sounding boards, and one is more on the emotional side of things and one is more on the logical side of things, and they could be giving you advice like, well, but your Knight of Pentacles is so wonderful, they're so loyal, and sure, they aren't super spontaneous, but you can always rely on them. And the Queen of Swords may be more of an air energy type of a person and be going, oh, but you need to live, and you need to, so you just may be getting conflicting advice from two people in your life, sisters, friends, what have you. And that may be causing this King of Cups to be in reverse, where you're, just kind of, you can't see the forest for the trees kind of a feeling, I guess, might be the way to put all this. But in your past, you did have that Ace of Swords energy where you were trying to cut through the confusion and figure this out. And you just feel like you choked right here because you kept going back and forth between your head and your heart. So you got a decision to make, Libra, but just think about it very carefully. So us air signs can be, we can be a little flaky sometimes. So hopefully you make a decision that makes both of you happy. So if this resonated, please feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great day.